Hello, everybody. I am super excited tonight to talk about this because it's something that I've always used, but it recently changed dramatically for me. And has kind of been a game changer in my business because I kind of took a lot of steps back after everything happened this summer, and I just couldn't even focus for a couple months. And getting back into these groups and changing my way of doing it really saved me and really helped me still hit my goals with Success Club and stuff every month, even with doing nothing else really. So I'm excited to share this with you. My first thing that I want to say is that I've always used groups. Okay, so what I used to tell everybody is that you should write down what makes you you, and that is the kind of groups that you join. So when I first sat down and wrote down what made me me, I was a mom, I was a sister, I was a stepmom, I was a newlywed, that kind of stuff. And then you try to find groups based on that. What I'm going to tell you now is kind of different. I want you to think about what in your life you need help with. So now you might be somebody that completely has like all their shit together, and that's great. Good for you. But but there's still something in your life that you are maybe it's not that you need help with, but something that's new, something that's exciting. Lauren might not be struggling with the fact that she's pregnant. She's excited, but it's something new, it's something different, it's something emotional, put it that way, something deep. So for me, my big thing that I really dove into, a few months or I guess a year ago was becoming a stepmom. That was my big thing that I was struggling with. Okay. That was my struggle. I had just gotten married. I took on 2 kids, and being a stepmom, if any of you are a stepmom, it is freaking hard. So that was my thing that I was struggling with. And I started searching for that because what that means is that the people in that group are also struggling, guys. And what's cool is that then you can be that source of strength. I think the problem with groups is that we spread ourselves too thin, and we just start joining groups that are things that we enjoy, jogging groups or dog groups or lab mom groups or Frenchie groups or whatever the hell it may be. And it's hard to always strike up a conversation with somebody who just has something similar that they have in their life as you. So for me, it's like if you're struggling and they're struggling, or something that they're needing to lean on, obviously in a stepmom group for a reason. You're all there as stepmoms to lean on each other as stepmoms. So that's kind of how I took it, is like, oh, these women here are struggling also. This is a way that we can all, go on each other. And being in that group, I met so many people and added so many people to my page. And then I kind of, then I got this divorce and I forgot all about them. And what made me think about this and made me be that this would be a good topic for tonight is that the main way that I've been meeting people and talking and inviting people recently is a new group that I joined from my new struggle with my divorce. So I got invited to be in a group actually by a stepmom on my page, into a group called Trash the Dress. And it's a group that is for women who got a divorce in their 20s. So they're celebrating divorce in their 20s and being happy in their 30s. So this is a group that I got invited into. Obviously, it's filled with women who are going through a divorce at a young age. And what's really cool about it is that we are all posting about the same things. And like I said, we all get to comment on each other's stuff and be each other's beacon of strength, if you will, and give them support. And it has nothing to do with fitness. You don't have to force a connection. Like a lot of times in groups that were about Disney or, about my dog, I felt like, okay, so I'm just commenting on their picture saying, oh, your dog's so cute. Like, where do you go from there? You know what I mean? If you're in all these different groups that really don't mean that much to you, you're not going to get anywhere. But if you're in a group that's deep and means something really, really special to you, you're going to connect with those women because it's something that's powerful to you. I had one of those girls from my divorce group comment on my wall this week and say, you have been such an inspiration and a beacon of hope for me this week while I've been struggling. I seriously just thank God for you. This is somebody that I just met in that group, and she just bought a challenge pack yesterday. Because that is where you're able to communicate. That's my other thing that I want to say. So once you're in this group that means a lot to you, and you're able to be passionate with these women and support them, and they're supporting you, and now it's like this mutual thing of strength that you need each other. You get commenting on people's stuff, and you're not going to be commenting about freaking Shakeology. Okay. You're going to be commenting about whatever it is that they posted, or answering whatever freaking question it is about, is it normal that I'm still crying 6 months later? Like, whatever, you're just going to be there for them. That's it. And if you're commenting and you're doing that, they're going to add you. Or if they don't, you can add them, and they're going to accept, and they're not going to think it's weird, because guess what you're being in that group for them? You're being a friend. So why wouldn't you be their friend on Facebook? Okay, it's not weird. It might be weird to friend somebody who you say, oh, you have a cute lab, or, oh, your wedding pictures are cute, or whatever kind of group that you're in that's just kind of generic. But if you're sitting there commenting on somebody's stuff who's crying and going back and forth and really taking the time to make them feel better, because you're not thinking about Beachbody. To be honest, I'm in that group. And like I said, if it's something deep that means a lot to you, it has nothing to do with this business. It's everything with you. I post in there when I'm crying. I post in there when I'm sad, because they relate to me. I'm not going to message any of you because none of you are going through what I'm going through right now. So it's like you're talking to people who connect to what you're going through, and they become your best friends. And then when you add them, it's not weird. And then when they see all your posts on Facebook that are obviously Beachbody, they see it themselves, and it's not weird when you start messaging and talking to them. And the coolest part about when you meet somebody, when you're in a negative, I don't want to say a negative group. It's a positive group, but you know what I mean? Something that's deep and something that's powerful. When you meet somebody in a group like that, they're looking for a strength of source, guys, or a source of strength. Sorry. I've had a couple glasses of wine. You're looking for a source of strength. So when they talk to you, you can start telling them about what you do. And my easiest way of inviting these girls from my divorce group into my group is I just tell them that working out and having control of me and my body and my eating has been basically the only freaking thing I've had control of since my divorce. And how powerful it is to get up and own your body and feel fierce in your body, or, lose weight and look better. All these women out there are usually, they're like, I just want to lose weight, and the next time I see them look phenomenal. Well, I'm the person to do that for them right now. Clearly, you might not be going through divorce, so you're not going to be in the same group as me. But you have something in your life, guys, that you need somebody else to lean on. I know you do. We all do. And if you're going to sit here and tell me that you have a picture perfect life and you have nothing that you need to lean on anybody else for, I'm going to say bullshit. So for me, I'm able to, be that person that's like, this has been a lifesaver for me. This business, this group of girls that, are coaches with me and are like my support system, this working out, eating healthy, having controlled my body, feeling phenomenal in my own skin, that's been such a strength. And then they're like, sign me up. Tell me, I want to get hot. This is what I'm struggling with. I want to take control of my bullshit, that kind of thing. So that to me is like my biggest tip when it comes to groups, is pick something that isn't glamourful about your life. When I used to tell coaches to make their list of 5, it was like, what made you you? And we all think of happy things. Think of what's not happy about you, or maybe not happy, but maybe new, maybe scary. Maybe something that you don't want to admit, like there's literally groups for everything, guys. There's literally a group for everything. If your husband snores too loud and you struggle sleeping in bed with him and have to go sleep on the couch, there's like a support group for that. I'm not even kidding. You have to just search in the search bar and type in things about your life that you might need somebody to talk about it with. That's it. And when you do that and you find these groups, you're going to find a lot of different, you're going to find like pages. Those are okay because you can go in there and like see who else liked stuff and then like add people from their liking. But what's kind of weird about that is, obviously you didn't talk to them first. So people might be like, why are you adding me? I prefer to add the groups that will actually say chat discussion groups, and you're going to have to get like approved to get into the group. But then once you're in the group, it's just filled with people and you can see how many members. I try to be in groups that have over 500 people. My stepmom group, I think only had like 800 people in it, but it was really, really nice. Cause like I said, you develop relationships. It's hard to develop relationships with groups of 40,000 people, my Trash the Dress group, I just love that name. The Trash the Dress group has like 2,000 girls in it, and they're all phenomenal. So yeah, you're going to search and just find groups that have chat discussions, join those, and then start the conversations on people's posts. Not be afraid to share your own. That's the hardest thing. For a long time, I was a spectator and I was commenting on everyone's stuff and adding them. And then I was like, well, why am I doing this? I should be using this group and showing that I'm a real person, because yeah, I add them and then they see this like glamorous Beachbody page and it's like, they don't see the connection. So I started really sharing about like my day-to-day getting through all of this. And, I really think that it's helped people be on my personal page and get more involved with what I'm doing and actually shoot me messages more and ask me about what it is that I do for work, and like ask about my groups or ask about me helping them get into shape and help them. When you're in a one-on-one conversation and you're talking about whatever this group is that you have in common, it's so easy to talk about how what has made you be strong is fitness. So that your first invite is so simple. You're just inviting to the group. Forget coaching. Work on taking it back to the basics and inviting to your challenge group. Because once you get somebody in your group and they love the workouts and they love the Shakeology, it's easy to switch them over to a coach. But it's the inviting to the challenge groups that I think a lot of us are struggling with right now. And we're saying we don't know how to form, because it seems weird. It seems weird to just be like, hey, join my group. I remember when I started, and it's like, do they think I think they're fat? Like, do they think it's like super rude that I'm being like, hey, join my group because you're a fat ass and I think you could use it? Like, it's awkward to just throw that out there. So for me, using it as a form of strength instead of a form of weight loss is incredible. If somebody's telling you how they just feel like a new mom who just doesn't have any time for them, it's like, my workout time every day is me. All I think about is me. All I think about is how I look. I'm super vain. Like, all I think about is how I fit into my clothes. All I think about is how my abs look. All I think about is my tight ass. That's it. It's all about me. So it's so cool because you can use it as a form of strength that has nothing to do with being like, girl, you need this. You know what I mean? The other thing that I hope I can do this. Okay. I made a list on my phone. So yes, when you first add them, letting them see your posts and everything on your Facebook for like a week before you reach out and start up with your private messaging again. So like if you're in a conversation with somebody and it kind of trails off and then you decide, to add them or whatever and they accept, don't feel the pressure to be forcing it on them. Let them see your stuff a little bit. Let them see your Facebook videos and your workout videos and your food tips and you talking about your challenge group like you should be doing and you talking about coaching like you should be doing. Because then when you start a new conversation, like I said, it's a lot less awkward when you bring all that up. If you try to force it all on them too soon, it just seems like that's the only reason you added them. Okay, they don't know that we're using a tracker. They don't get that. So like if you add them to your tracker and then forget about them for a week and go to your people that you added a week ago and start talking to them, then you can go in a week and talk to the new people that you added and they don't feel like, oh, this girl added me today and now she's inviting me to her challenge group. I wonder why she added me. They don't see the logic. Yes, that might be why you added them. I don't care. You just don't want them to know it. Okay. So don't feel the pressure to always be making the sale to that person that day. You want them to see your stuff a little bit and, let them feel like you wanted them on your page as a friend, which hopefully you really did. And then later on that conversation can flow a little bit easier. So like I said, too, using their weakness, I don't want to call it a weakness, but I don't know how else to word it. I guess my divorce is my weakness right now, which is cool. So using their weakness as something that you can be their strength, and then you don't have to feel icky about that invite. You really don't. Honestly, if one of you stumbled across me in a group right now, talking about how I'm upset one minute, I'm happy the next, my whole routine's off base. I had to uproot my little boy. I had to move into a different home. I had to live in my dad's basement. Like I had to eat out every day for 2 weeks. I cry. I'm sad. I'm lonely. I'm happy. I'm, drinking, like whatever it might be that you see me saying, would you feel bad for inviting me to be a part of your business and like inviting me to be a part of your group where it's like, hey girl, like I just feel like you could use some girl time. Like we zone in, I post awesome meal plans. We focus on us and getting our confidence and our happiness back. We work out every day. We feel good. We feel healthy. We feel on track. We are, we feel good in our own skin. I feel like you could use that right now. If any one of you came across me right now, how I am in my life, and didn't invite me to a group, shame on you. Because seriously, you shouldn't feel bad, because I really don't know what I would do without fitness and without this business right now in my life. And if you're not sharing it with somebody, you have no idea what they're going through in life. You have no idea how much a silly 30-minute workout could change their day. You really have no idea. So for you to be selfish and be afraid to share this opportunity, it's just not okay. It's just not. So if you're in a group where you feel like those people need somebody to lean on, it should help take away that icky feeling that you're feeling by inviting. It really should. And it should help you feel like you're really making a difference in people's lives. Can you just turn it off and I'll be right there. And I feel like that's like really, like, I mean, I can go on about more about inviting and stuff, but that was like my big chunk I had about groups and like how to make them more, how to pick one and focus. Pick one and really build those relationships in it instead of spreading yourself thin and doing all of that. I don't know. I guess I can like ask questions if you guys have questions and stuff. That seems like it was super quick. I'm just unorganized, I think. But does anyone have any questions? I think I just saw a comment, but hang on.
Yeah, Cassie was saying vulnerabilities maybe instead of weakness. Like,
yes.
Like just different wording.
There you go. That's much better. Hi. I'm almost in.
Oh, I have something I wanted to add too.
Yes.
I've been doing the same thing that you've been doing lately, Julia, and like just like searching. And I got to a point where I was searching for a specific topic and like there was nothing, absolutely nothing on what I was looking for. And I was like, this is nuts to me. I was looking for moms that are married and have kids and live currently for whatever reason with their parents or their in-laws, like in a multi-generational household. That's my situation now. There was not a single group. And I was like,
really?
I'm going to make one. So I reached out to like a mom's group separately and like a friend of mine, one friend that I know that is in the same situation, and asked her if she'd be interested in doing like a group like that. And within an hour, there were like 45 people in the group. So if you're looking for something and it doesn't exist, like make it happen. Like that's just my 2 cents on it. Cause there might be like something going on in your life or just like some, I don't know, something that you think maybe is obscure and you're searching. You're like, I don't know where I fit into like groups on Facebook or whatever. Cause I was having a really hard time for a long time trying to find, I'm like, I don't really have hobbies, like just looking for a group. And it was like, oh wait, okay. If there isn't one, maybe I can make it. So
do you feel like a lot of the people that are in that group you already knew?
No.
Okay.
Like 2 of them. I knew 2 of them.
That's really good. That's really good. I guess I would just, as far as like new coaches go, I would tread lightly with that, because sometimes if you're going to bite off a lot with like these different, you got to think about where you want to spend your time too. So like, I think obviously in Caitlin's situation that worked out really well for her because she didn't know like any of the people in there. So that's great. That's a whole new source of people. But now she's kind of like in charge of this group and, has to post and like all that kind of stuff. So you want to be careful. As far as how much time do you have, like, if you can't find anything else to join in, then yes, I would definitely create something. But like I said, for the most part, that actually shocks me that there's not a group out there like that, Caitlin. That seriously shocks me.
There was. I found 2 and they were all in Indian.
I hate when that happens.
It's a cultural thing. So like that was it. But yeah.
I hate when I find a really good group that has like a ton of people. I'm like, this is going to be awesome. And then I click on it. It's like, oh,
like all international.
Yeah. I'm like, shit, I don't know this language.
Sometimes you have to like get creative with like what you're searching for too. Like I've noticed you have to like think of different ways to type in the search bar and stuff, or like different phrases, because different groups will pop up. You could search like the same topic like 10 different ways and 100 different groups will pop up during it. Because like when I was originally talking to her about this, like back when she first started using groups, I was like, I don't use groups. Like, how do you find all these cool groups to be in? And she was telling me about like all these like newlywed groups and all this stuff. And I'm like, what the heck? Like I searched newlyweds and I don't find any of these groups. So like you have to like like if you're not finding something, you have to
change the wording
or like think about a different way of saying it. But like, don't just do like a really basic level search. Like really think about like, okay, what could this be worded under? Like, how could someone title a group like this? And then the other thing that I loved about what you said, Julia, is that you were talking about using like the workouts and coaching as like something outside of like just losing weight and toning up, which I think is, most of us get so much more out of this than just that. Like we know that these workouts do so much more for you than just help you lose weight or tone up. Like they impact you mentally, emotionally, like they give you energy. They can like completely change your personality and like change who you are. And so can coaching. So like if you're having trouble like talking to people about these programs and you feel like you're like what she was saying, you're just being surface level. You're not digging deep enough, because these programs and coaching can help so many people with like issues like she's talking about, or like any issues that any of us have that are deeper than just losing weight. So I would urge you guys to sit down and really think about like, what are these doing for you? Like if you're a new mom, I'm doing a moms to be challenge group because I'm a new mom to be, and like we're all going through similar stuff, and it's really interesting to see, all the new moms really click in that group and really like open up and talk about what they're struggling with. And you guys, it's so much more than just like about losing weight. Like that's a main thing for them. But like even like the moms to be, like obviously our focus is not losing weight. It's like having a fit and healthy pregnancy. And we talk a lot about like the struggle of like the mental struggle of like gaining weight during pregnancy when you're used to being like super fit, and like how people react to that and stuff like that. So like you have to go deeper. Like you can't just do like surface level like Julie's talking about. You have to get to know these people, and if like you feel like it's surface level, like you've got to ask more questions. Maybe you have to put yourself out there more and talk about what's going on in your life. And
that's what I think it narrows down to. I think it really does. If what you're sharing on your Facebook is all just your healthy eating and you're working out, that's what you're going to attract, which is great. That's what I used to get to. But at some point, a lot of that's your warm market, and at some point that's going to go away. And you're going to still get some of those. But what's going to help you keep going, even especially in those months that it's harder, guys, is when people connect to you on a deeper level, and when people know about what's going on in your life that might be going on in theirs. And that's hard to share. I didn't share about my divorce at all. I didn't, because I was like so embarrassed. It's so embarrassing. And sharing about it has been amazing, because honestly, I think I hit Success Club 12 today, and 8 of those points came from people who we didn't talk about losing weight at all. Not once. It was solely finding who you are again as a person, gaining confidence in your own skin, and feeling in control of something in your life. That was it. That's all. That's how I explained it to him.
So, no matter what position you're in, because we have so many different types of coaches on this call. We've got new moms, we've got moms with kids, we've got single
moms. Yep.
We've got a whole like range of ages. I want you to like really think about what attracted you to this, whether it be the workouts or coaching, well, both, because you're doing both. But like dig deeper. Like, what really are they doing for you? What really could they be doing for other people who were struggling with the same thing that you were struggling with? And then that's what you go. And then once you use these groups, that's what you talk to these people about.
Yeah, for sure. And then I think just really getting out of our own heads, guys. I know for the longest time I had this thing about sending invites and feeling silly. And it's like the worst that happens is they say no and you planted a seed. And then guess what? When you plant seeds, they watch what you post a lot more. So make your posts better, okay? And then they're going to come around. Like, there you go. They're going to come around. You planted a seed. They're going to watch you and they're going to come around. Or best case scenario is they ask for more information and they sign up. Like, you know, it's like I always tell people, you know, when I was married, I worked with a lot of people who were married, okay? And the best messages I got from people weren't about the weight loss. It was about their sex lives being rekindled in their marriages. I can't tell you how many people messaged me and told me, you saved my marriage. I was this close to, you know, I swear he was going to leave me. We hadn't been intimate in 6 months because I couldn't stand the sight of me naked. That's literally what they told me. And I feel good again. And, you know, we're intimate again. And I feel like we're back in love again. You guys, that's so much more than just losing weight. Like, that's so life-changing. I think the reason that people were so open about sharing stuff like that with me is because I was open about sharing that with them. So when I was married to Eric, I did a very, very good job of showing my relationship and how we were playful and how we worked out together every single day. You know, he was in every single one of my workout selfies. And, you know, I think people, when they would talk to me, they would ask about how I worked out as a family, and they would talk about how that it helped our relationship. And I'd be the first one to say, a couple that works out together feels sexy together. And you want to know what happens when you feel sexy? Naughty things. Like, that's what you just say. That's how I talk to people, how I talk in real life. I don't have a filter, so sorry. And then they would talk to me the same way. And that's kind of how you have to realize is like getting out of your filter and just inviting, because you don't know how badly they might just be sitting there aching for something like this to be a part of, or how much their marriage might be crumbling, but they're not going to just come out and tell the world that. When you're walking on the street, you don't know which couples are crumbling and cheating or not intimate or what, any of that. You don't know until you talk to them and until you invite them and until they feel comfortable enough with you to open up. So every time that you're too scared to invite, I need you to think about somebody, you know, I need you to think about somebody who's out there having the worst time of their life. Seriously. I need you to think about me, okay? And like, wouldn't you invite me? You know? I'd say yes.
Another good tip, we're kind of like a little all over the place here because we got into inviting, but I shared this in our Dash to Diamond group today, and I just wanted to share it with you guys. So if you're not sure like what it is that like attracts people to you, or like what it is that's different about you, or you're just like, oh, I just feel like there's nothing unique about me, like I'm just like everybody else, go to one of your coaches, like one of your, you know, one of your dream coaches, or one of your challengers if you don't have coaches yet, and ask them, what about me attracted you to me? What about me stood out compared to every other coach? And I did that. I did that to like 5 people today, like 5 of my newer coaches. I said, what was it about what I was posting or what I was sharing that attracted you to me, that really got you interested in this? And you guys, the responses are amazing because they tell you exactly what you should be posting about, because whatever attracted them to you is what you should be talking about on your page all the time.
What attracted your coaches to you?
It was kind of a combination. It was motivation, inspiration, and just like a really positive like outlook. It was the lifestyle that I shared of coaching and talking about, you know, what it's done for me, the freedom I have, where I was before and where I am now. That attracted a few of them to me. And then, you know, one of them said, you know, me portraying, you know, my outdoors lifestyle, or like the fact that I live in northern Wisconsin, and like being open about, you know, what I love to do. So most of it was the motivation, inspiration, like uplifting. You know, we all do those types of posts.
For sure.
And then the other one was the coaching lifestyle. So to me, it's like, okay, when I'm talking about my workouts, when I'm talking about stuff like that's the stuff I need to be thinking about, is what's going to motivate other people, what's going to inspire them. You know, what do they need to hear today? Maybe it's something I needed to hear today. How am I sharing coaching? Like, what am I talking about? Am I portraying the lifestyle properly? Am I showing people what this can do for them? And so if you don't know what it is that attracts other people to you, then just ask them. Like, they'll tell you. They'll say, this is, you know, this is why you stood out to me. This is why I chose to sign up with you versus 3 other coaches that I knew. And that is like super valuable information for your posts and for when you're inviting, because you know then what kind of wording you should be using, what kind of things you should be playing up, what kind of things you should be talking about that those people really wanted to hear or really clicked with them. So it doesn't have to be difficult. It doesn't have to be this super introspective thing. Just like go out and ask people. And that should give you some really good guidance too, which was like totally off topic, but I didn't want to forget to mention it.
I told Lauren it was her legs that got me attracted to her.
Yeah.
Before I got serious with her.
Is that Mandy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just love you. I don't know you, but I just love you.
Oh, thanks. I'm still really new at it all.
So, yeah. So that's what I got on that. So, Julia, did you have anything else?
Nope.
Does anybody else have any questions or things they want to talk about?
Thank you for the info. Are you going to post this somewhere so I can watch it when I'm more awake?
Yes, I will. I will post the recording tomorrow in the team page.
Where are you going?
Okay.
I'm almost done.
I guess a recap is everything that Julia talked about with thinking about what you need help with in your life, or what is something new, different, emotional, something that is a vulnerability or a struggle for you. That's the kind of group you want to join. Just pick one group and really focus on that, which I know has been something that I have not done, is I'll join a bunch of groups and then you get really overwhelmed trying to check them all. So just pick one. And then really start communicating in there, sharing your story as well, posting about your struggles or whatever you're going through, commenting, you know, starting to build that relationship with those people. And then you can send them a friend request, let them sit and watch you for about a week, and then, you know, start up a conversation with them again. So
check in and see how they're doing with whatever it is that you know, how you met them, whatever kind of, what was it? Not weakness.
Vulnerability.
Thank you. Vulnerability.
So we talked about that, and then how that can lead into an invite. And when you're inviting, thinking about, you know, making a list of what these programs have done for you beyond, or programs or coaching have done for you beyond just like the superficial level, you know, lose weight, tone up, make me feel good type stuff. Got to get deeper than that. And then in terms of posting and like portraying yourself on social media, asking other people, and if you don't have any challengers or any coaches that you can ask, just ask a friend. You know, what about me is unique? What about me makes me stand out? You know, what about me would attract other people to me? And using
ask another coach on this team too. I mean, You know, I know Lauren and I a lot have done, and my coach, Allie, have done a lot of reviews of people's Facebooks and like given feedback and, you know, what seems to be your niche or, you know, who you should try to speak more to. Because I know as a new coach, it's like you don't know who you're talking to. You're just kind of talking. And sometimes when you're just talking, you're not really talking to anyone. So you want to make sure that you're talking to somebody.
Yeah, and don't be scared to ask for that feedback. Like, that's the only way you're going to get better. Like, I ask Allie Peterson a lot, like, can you please look at my page? Because she's brilliant at social media. So I'll be like, can you look at my page? Am I portraying myself in the right way? Am I getting across the message I want to get across? You know, how are you seeing it? So don't be scared to ask people for that help. That's the only way you're going to improve. And their feedback is super valuable. Like, it's the only way you're going to get better. So ask each other for help. Ask each other to evaluate what you're doing. And I know some of you are already doing that because I've talked to a few of you, which is awesome. But yeah, let's use each other more too to help. And sometimes it's just nice to take a step back completely and get someone's perspective, you know, outside of our team. You could ask another coach, you know, not on our team, or someone who's not even involved with Beachbody would be great. Like, just a friend, a good friend, someone you've met, you know, someone you can trust that you feel okay asking that question to and getting their feedback, whether it be positive or negative. But if it's negative, you know, just use it as a learning experience and as a way to grow and, you know, improve. And that's it.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap. So that's it. We will see you all next week. No idea what the topic is. No idea who's going to be talking, but we'll figure it out.
Cool. Well, if any of you guys have any questions or need help with finding groups or whatever.
Yeah, don't email me. Email Julia.
Yeah, I love groups.
So helpful. Thank you.
Oh, good. I'm so glad. I just feel like I just talk and talk.
Thanks for sharing your struggle, Julia. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Yeah, Julia's
I just
awesome.
love you guys.
She's like the master group person.
You got to be the master at something. Jesus, I got nothing else going right. So.
Oh, I'm in those dog groups, and it's like your dog is really cute, but I never thought about things.
Right? Well, and I was doing the same stuff for so long. Like, I really was. Like, I was in, like, every mom group. And mom groups are cool, but they're so, you know, like, breastfeeding group. Well, my kid's 3, guys. Let's be real. I haven't breastfed in a while. So, like, it's like, I'm like, what the hell am I even doing? And then I just realized I was meeting so many people from all over. But when you meet somebody so specific to something that, like, goes through your mind every day that you're struggling with, it's just so much more personal. And then it feels so much more like when you're working with them in a group, the connection's so much better. And you can change your groups, guys, too. They don't have to be run the way that we have the guides in there. You know, if you've got a group filled with people who are newly divorced, you better believe I run them differently. So it's like, it's cool because it's like your own thing. It's your business, right? You can run it however you want.
Yeah, I love that. Because I never thought about that either. The finding something you're struggling with or is new or different. That's like a huge game changer.
It does. It just changes your whole mindset. And it, like I said, I literally put myself in their shoes every day. I'm like, if this was me, if I wasn't a part of Beachbody and I was going through what I'm going through right now, I would literally be pissed at you guys if you didn't invite me. I would. I'd be literally pissed. Because I'm like emotional eating like a mofo, okay? And like emotional drinking. So it's like, if you guys did not invite me to this group, I would hate all of you. So it just like puts it in perspective for me. It's so easy for me to be like, do this. Because I'm like, I would want them to do that for me, you know?
I agree.
Help a sister out. But I'm going to go have another glass of wine.
Okay, but don't drink too much.
I won't. I'll be good.
Okay.
All right, guys. Talk to you later.
Okay, we'll see you all later. Bye.
Bye.